Today's book was The Holidates by Brittany Cherry. This was a book about a woman, Holly, who just desperately needed a date for her family Christmas do, and she enlists the help of her local bar owner, Kai, in helping to find a date. He basically becomes her dating coach. And then suddenly Kai, who's like, I don't think you're attractive, I don't fancy you. Oh, suddenly Kai develops feelings. Who could have seen this coming? Me! I really liked the first 60% of this book. It really reminded me of the film He's Just Not That Into You, where you have the dating coach who then is like, don't fall in love with me. Oh wait, I've fallen in love with you. That might be a spoiler for that film, but I'm fairly certain that that film came out almost 20 years ago. So, you know, there's been time to watch it if you wanted to. It's not that good. So the first 2/3 are basically some dates, a cute little romance, and just really getting to really like the characters of Holly and Kai. Holly is a romance author, and she's basically like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, always with her head in a book. And Kai is a grumpy. Turns out I am the grumpy person because somebody was just sat outside my house pushing the car beeper car horn. I don't drive. I also don't know who was in that car. They were not beeping for me. But Kai is grumpy and he's kind of dealing with some heartbreak, and he's kind of jaded when it comes to love. And I really loved his relationship with his younger brother who lives with him, and they have this such really adorable relationship, the two of them. And his little brother is like so invested in the romance between Kai and Holly. He's a little meddling wee fishwife, but I thought it was charming. Now then the book took a turn and we got into what could only be described as hijinks. So I loved this book, maybe 4 stars up until the Christmas party, which was the whole point of the book. And I think the book could have ended then and I'd have been like, 4 stars, wonderful, I will come back and revisit this book. But it didn't. It gave us 40% of trying to sabotage somebody else's relationship for reasons that, you know, I'm not judging your reasons behind it, but is there not a better use of your time? And just kind of really didn't like the last 40%. I feel the characters took turns that I thought, well, I don't like you as much when you're doing this. And yes, what happened was awful, and these, you know, not nice people are involved, but you've got to sort of protect your own sanity and protect your own peace. And I sort of thought that the hijinks ruined it for me, and I just felt like there was a whole, I'm not spoiling it because I really do recommend the first 60%. Maybe get to the part where I recommend ending and see how you feel. But I just sort of feel like families, would they react like that to such a reveal? I don't know. I really don't know. I can't fathom my family reacting in such a way. So strange. But I highly recommend the first 60% of this book. And I'm hopeful that tomorrow I will be able to recommend the whole of the book. It's an admirable goal. What is this? What is this bump? We're going with oh, normally I would have a fireplace on the TV, but we're celebrating Christmas in a couple of days. So our house has kind of been reshuffled to create some extra seating, which means I'm kind of wedged in, and it just looks like I'm in some sort of like the depths of a volcano or something. This is meant to be a fireplace and so cozy and lovely, but it doesn't look it. Today's book, I did like the whole book. Success! It was Whisked Away by Mahi, Cheshire. And oh, do you like Bake Off? Do you like a festive adventure in a beautiful European city? Do you like a romance? Do you like snow and like a competitive Christmas culinary competition? Because if so, this might be for you. This surrounded a baking contest in Vienna, which is, oh, I went to Vienna a couple of years ago and it was just gorgeous and I had the best time and I really enjoyed like actually having visited some of the places mentioned in this book. They mentioned a cake that I had eaten in a restaurant that was mentioned in this book and I was like, I've had that cake and yes, it changed my life. So that was extra fun for me. There's a grand competition and there's this man who's like, oh, people don't think I'm amazing because my dad and my granddad are kind of big deals in patisserie. So I want to like make my own name. So that's Nick. And he's just basically there trying to prove himself. He's trying to prove that he is an amazing pastry chef. We also have Gina, who works in Peckham. She has her own patisserie, but she has worked from the ground up. She has had so much heartache and so many obstacles in her way. And she's maybe told a fib or two to get into this competition because there are certain criteria required that she doesn't meet. But I was rooting for her from the beginning because that criteria was elitist and unfair. I loved this. I loved the array of characters because they're all competing. They're from different places in the world and they all just share this passion. And I love a competition in a book. I love Bake Off, this is not Bake Off because Bake Off is delightful and sweet and they're not even competing for money in Bake Off. They win a cake stand and a beautiful bunch of flowers. But that's it. Whereas in this, you are competing for this huge, huge opportunity that will change your life. And you cannot help but root for Gina. You can't, like, she's just so nice, so lovable, so talented. And she's just, I rooted for her. I really, really wanted her to succeed. What we then have is a fun romance between Gina and Nick, who, spoiler, knew each other in the past and, oh, love it. They were not friends. So they had a little bit of an argument which resulted in some bad publicity for the show. So to kind of make up for that, they are forced to work together to do some promo to be like, no, it was all in jest. We really do like each other. And in doing that, do they end up maybe liking each other a little bit? It was charming. It was utterly charming. I had such a great time with this book. It really felt like I love the Christmas films that involve a sort of baking element or a culinary element or even an ice sculpture competition. So for me, it was just so fun having this contest full of such passion and emotion and then some romance as well and some cozy Christmas markets and snow. I had such a good time with this. Highly, highly recommend it. Oh, we are back on track. I am liking this. This is day 3 of reading my Bookish festive advent calendar. And it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. I had 3 DNFs today. I picked a book, didn't like it, picked another, didn't like it, picked another, didn't like it. And at that point I thought, well, I can't keep picking books because then I'll run out. I've already had 1 previous DNF. So that's now 4 books that I have just decided I don't want to read. So I had 3 shots and no wins, no joy. But I am hopeful that I'm gonna have a better pick tomorrow. And I mean, it can't be worse than a DNF. What's worse than a DNF? I mean, 3, I suppose, is worse. I hope tomorrow's better. I am filming during natural light, which is why I have the lines from the blinds on my face, but we've got some daylight. It's been so grey and just cloudy and classically miserable over the last few days, so it's just such a treat having light. Amazing. I I finished today's book nice and early. It's lunchtime and I finished it, so let's chat. Today's pick, I don't actually think I took a video of me picking it, now that I'm thinking about it. We've just hosted early Christmas and a birthday celebration. All the hosting, all the all the socialization has just gone to my brain, and my brain seems like it's made of tinsel right now. So I don't think I've done it. Anyway, I did pick it, and it was Mayhem in Christmas River by Muldoon. And I did read the first book. This is the second book in a series, and I read the first book in the past, recently in the past. This is a cozy mystery series, and it is very charming, and I really felt in the mood for a mystery, you know, just really get my teeth into something, and, you know, a good whodunit. And this one surrounds an arsonist dressed as Santa. For shame. This takes place during Christmas in July, which turns out is a thing. Who knew? I mean, people knew. I didn't know. But there is an arsonist who destroys Cinnamon, our main character, her best friend's ornament shop, which kind of ruins part of their Christmas play. So Cinnamon finds herself having to play the role of a very crotchety Mrs. Claus in the Christmas play, and I really liked having this play. I really liked the drama of like the director being a tyrant, and very quickly it transpires that the actors in this performance are being targeted by this ne'er-do-well Santa character. I really enjoyed the mystery element of this book, and I didn't initially guess who it was, so tick, that's what I want from a mystery. There was also a romance element because we have Cinnamon and her boyfriend, who is a detective. No, he is a sheriff's deputy. He is some sort of official person. They're having some problems that really could be resolved by using their words, by talking about their feelings and their fears, having an open dialogue. But they don't do that. They don't. So there's some drama going on there as well. I actually really like this series. I find it cozy and like low stakes, even though the first one had a murder, which is high stakes. And arson's a terrible crime also. But in the scheme of sort of comparing it to other mysteries, I feel this is a little bit lower stakes. The only thing I don't really like about this series is that the main character, Cinnamon, is meant to be 34. I'm 37, and I feel like I am living my best old lady life. But Cinnamon is so crotchety and just reminds me of Jessica Fletcher, who was in her 60s. She is so judgmental and like slut shaming women who dress in a way that she thinks is inappropriate. She hates all women that she doesn't know that talk to her man. And I kind of find her hard to root for, but I love a mystery and I really am rooting for the mystery to be solved. I would also like to try the pie that is mentioned in this book that references a berry that is only available in this small town. I don't remember the name of the berry, but I like the idea of a pie that's only available in one place. So I don't feel like this week of my Advent reading has gone quite to plan. You may be wondering, where are the books from Saturday and Sunday and Monday? And I will tell you that they are currently still in here, because Saturday was our early Christmas. Very, very hectic in the house. Sunday, my brain was frazzled, but my parents were here, so I went off to do some socializing with my parents, take them on a nice day out, and it was a lovely day out. Monday, I couldn't do anything other than sit and just doom scroll on my phone. My brain could not do it at all. So I haven't read for those days, so I don't know how many are left. in here. Let's count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 left. So I'm going to try to get through all of these next week and chat about them in next week's vlog. I am only working 3 days, including today. So actually 2.5 days this week before going on Christmas break when I get 10 days off. Very, very much crawling towards the finish line. So I'm fairly confident I will be able to finish those for next week. If not, I tried. We'll find out together. Let me know what you have been reading lately or if you've been up to anything fun and festive. Thank you so much for watching.